welcome to Puzzle Master. Today we're going to be showing you the solution for the Hanayama Trinity puzzle, which means we're going to show you how you can disassemble the Trinity puzzle and then reassemble it after that. Now the Trinity puzzle is a level 6 out of a possible 6 on Hanayama's own difficulty scale, and it is a level 10 out of a possible 10 on our own Puzzle Master scale. Now if you don't have the puzzle yet, or if you want more puzzles like the Trinity puzzle, then you should check out our website puzzlemaster.ca, and without further ado, let's get into the solution. So here is the Trinity puzzle. Now before we get started, we just need to orientate ourselves with which piece is which, because they are slightly different and they also are labelled differently, which helps us solve the puzzle. So top left, we have got the piece labelled Trinity, as it says here. At the bottom, we have the piece labelled Hanayama under here. And top right, we've got the piece that isn't labelled, so we're going to call it the blank piece. Now the first move that we want to do is we're going to pass the Trinity piece through the blank piece. Now this can be a little bit of a move that gets stuck sometimes, or it's a little bit tricky. So what I've found is a bit easier, or makes it a little bit easier, is if you lift the Hanayama piece into this position, you can then slide the Trinity puzzle through a little bit easier, and we pass it all the way through into this position. So here now we've got the Trinity piece top right and the blank piece top left. The Hanayama piece is still at the bottom. What we're then going to do is repeat that same movement, but we're not going to pass this blank piece all the way through the Trinity piece. We're just going to go to halfway. So again, we just need to repeat it. This one's a little bit easier to do, so we don't really need to worry about where the Hanayama piece is. But we want to be in this position with a sort of vertical alignment here. Our next job is then to move this Hanayama piece from these two gaps here up to these two gaps here. And we can do that by sort of holding it in this position. And then if we sort of reverse the move that we've done slightly and bring this head back through the Trinity piece, then it makes it a little bit easier to slide up into that position when we put that head back through. So we want to be here, then we pass that piece back through, and we end up here. What we then do is bring the blank piece out to this side as well, and we end up here. Then we're going to pass the blank piece through the Hanayama piece, which is a nice simple move, and we end up here. And from here it's starting to get a little bit messy from this angle, but if we look from a bird's eye view, these two pieces fit together perfectly. And when I first did this, it required a little bit of force, but now it sort of just slides over each other quite nicely, and you end up in this sort of daisy chain position here. And from here, all it is to solve it now is just aligning the gaps at each end and then sliding them over each other and separating from there. And the same thing in here, we just line the two gaps up, not that way around. This one, there's no real method to this one, it's fairly simple. Just line them up, separate them from there, and you have solved or disassembled the Trinity puzzle. And to reassemble the Trinity puzzle, these first few steps are vitally important in terms of the orientation. So you need to make sure you get these right, otherwise you'll come unstuck further down the line. So what we're going to do first is we're going to get the Trinity puzzle on the left, the Hanayama puzzle, and we're going to take that in our right hand. And we're going to align them so we can see both of the engravings. Trinity here, Hanayama here. What we're going to do then is going to turn the Hanayama word towards ourselves and connect them like this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to bring the Hanayama piece through the Trinity piece into this position here. So in this position you should be able to see the Trinity word but not see the Hanayama word. The Trinity piece is just going to sit on top of the Hanayama piece like that, and we're then going to take the blank piece, and you'll notice because there isn't a label on this, we have to differentiate this piece by the size of the heads. So you'll notice that this one on the right is shorter and this one on the left is longer or wider, however you want to word it. What we want to do is, with the Hanayama word facing down, we're going to line the piece up, the blank piece, so that the small head is going on the bottom and connecting into this position here. Once we've done that, that small head comes through that piece and up into this position. So here we've got a bit of a stagger. So this piece is in the sort of the top of this end, and this piece is in the bottom. So from this staggered position, we can then turn this piece over the top into this position here and connect them all back to each other, and we end up here where we were when we were taking it apart. From here, what we need to do is pass the blank piece through the Hanayama piece like so, and then we're going to bring the blank piece and the Hanayama piece back in sort of a vertical alignment with the Trinity piece. So our blank piece is now in position, and now so is the Hanayama piece. So we end up back here. Now we need to push this through, so we need to bring the blank piece back through the Trinity piece into this position here. That's a very simple move to do. And finally, we need to put the Trinity piece back through the blank piece. Now for this, again, we're going to take the Hanayama piece and just slide it into this position. And from here, we can then pass through here and then twist it back around again when the Hanayama piece is in the right position. And here we have a fully reassembled Trinity puzzle. So there we go. Now you'll have noticed that the Trinity puzzle is a very, very hard one to solve. Now it's taken me a long time to sort of, I want to say master it, but I've still not mastered it in any way, shape or form. Some of the moves that it does or doesn't let me do still are confusing, and I don't understand why. So you do need quite a high level of patience while solving this one. If you are struggling, just keep trying. That's all I can suggest. Keep going, keep trying different things, move that Hanayama piece into different places and see if you can get the right thing to happen. And eventually you will get the puzzle apart and back together, I promise. Now hopefully this has helped you solve the Trinity puzzle for yourself. If you want to get some more puzzles just like the Trinity puzzle, then check out our website puzzlemaster.ca, where we have the biggest variety of puzzles on the internet in the world. And until next time, I will see you later.